Hello everybody, this is Solar Tiger again with another update video on my solar power system. Today it's Sunday the 6th of July and the weather has been sunny, as you can see. The clouds are gathering a bit now, but it's still sunny. I trimmed the grass in the garden because the weather was nice, so that's that. Time now is about 20 to 5 in the evening, and I have been charging my batteries today. I also charged the battery for my electric bicycle. Okay, if I just come to the solar panel meter, I will just tell you that I am producing 38 watts at the moment, and the current is about an amp coming in. Though earlier I peaked at 121.9 watts, which was 3.65 amps from the solar panels. I have produced so far 10.1 amp hours and 354 watt hours. Okay, that's been shared between the inverter and charging the batteries, so a bit of both there. But I am going to show you that, well, you can probably hear it in the background. If I just do that. I've been listening to the radio, a homemade radio that is, with my speakers, the JVC mini speakers. They are running on my 12 volt adapter. They're running on the 9 volt setting, plugged into the socket on my desk, and they work fine. As you can hear, I've been listening to the music. Okay, I'm going to turn the music down before anyone complains about copyright infringement. But that's just to prove to you that they work. Okay, the main thing, I have been working on my power box today. It looks slightly different. Okay, as you can see now, there is a socket on the front where the solar in label was, and it is plugged in. I have my solar panel plugged in. I have plugged in the 50 watt panel by itself. It's on a long lead with a plug, and it goes into the dedicated socket on the front of my power box. As you can see, the meter shows 14 volts. I was using my power box today. I plugged the soldering iron into it while I was doing some of the modifications inside. If I remove the lid, we will see that it is different inside. Okay, this is the new inside of the power box. You can see now that I have installed the charge controller in the power box. This is the PWM controller that I talked about in the other videos. It's now mounted inside the box, and it is wired to the batteries and the solar input socket. Okay, I'm about to show you, there is a fuse between the solar input, not between the solar, there is a fuse between the charge controller and the battery. That's this fuse here. It's a 6.3 amp fuse. It's probably a bit high for this, but it's just what I had available. So there is a fuse between the charge controller and the positive of the battery, and there is another fuse between the positive of the battery and the load, which is the socket on the front. Down there is a 6.3 amp fuse in here. So if I draw a large current from the socket, I will blow the fuse, or it is a short circuit. Also, the fuse between the charge controller and the battery, in case there is any fault in the controller, then if there's a short in the controller, then the battery won't pass hundreds of amps into the controller. So that's that. If I show you the controller, I told you about how it worked before. You can see that the voltage of the battery is 14 volts because it's under charge. So we have got the yellow LED on, which shows you that you have a nearly full battery, and the green LED is blinking to show that the controller is in a float charging mode. So that's how that works. This controller doesn't have a load output, so you wire your loads directly to the battery. The only load here is the socket, and it's fused to the battery. I mounted the charge controller on a piece of wood that fitted snugly inside the box, and I built some storage into my box to hold my charging cables and the USB adapter that has a little slot there on the side. This box has a 55 amp hour gel type deep cycle battery. It weighs approximately 18 kilos, so this box is still fairly portable. But now this is a self-contained system, totally, with a input for the solar panel. I have it on the end of the cable, as you can see. This box normally lives on the windowsill, over there, where you have seen it before. I just brought it over here to work on it. As this has a 55 amp hour battery, you can only run this down to 50%, so in effect you have 25 amp hour usable capacity. But now it's all self-contained, and I can charge it outside if necessary. Just take the whole unit outside along with the solar panel. You could use a box like this for camping. You just put this in your tent and the panel could be outside a distance away, and you just plug it in. So that's that. I just want to show you that it's now completely self-contained, and it has storage for my leads and adapters, and that piece of wood just fits on the top of it. So this is Solar Tiger, just showing you an example of how you can use your stuff. I was watching videos on YouTube today, got some inspiration, so I thought I would modify my power box, and this is the result. Also, you can see that the speakers work fine. I'll just turn them back up a little bit. So this is all running on the 12 volt system. The radio is a homemade device. That's self-contained. It has a small battery and a solar panel from a garden light. The rest of it's just all odds and bobs that I use and recycled. And as you can hear, the radio works fine. The only thing I'm going to say now, I'm going to turn this down, is I was watching my iPad earlier. I was watching YouTube videos, and I plugged in the speakers to the headphone jack. But when I plugged my iPad charging lead into the USB adapter, the speakers started making a horrible noise. There's obviously interference from the USB charging device, so you can't use these speakers plugged into a device that is also plugged into a USB charger. They just start squealing from the interference from the charger, so I just thought I'd mention that. And until next time, this is Solar Tiger saying goodbye, and thank you for watching. Thank you.